so welcome to 222. So let's see, over here are a bunch of random books. These are some binders with materials. I took most of them, but a few, especially IB things. If they give you MyPack, these are MyPack's folders. I don't know what we're supposed to do with them, but there they are. 2 meter sticks. I would keep them hidden. And then in these drawers, AP Physics 1, I have all the copies for the first 2 units in here. I think mostly in chronological order. AP Physics 2, the same thing in that drawer. C doesn't exist next year, so C just has spare file folders in there. And then I think these last 2 have random, really old copies. Drawers, probably the most interesting thing in here is a calculator charger if you need that, and then a connector for calculators that I used when I taught the ACT prep course. I don't think anything interesting in there. Some regular school stuff here. Goggles, which these are not really chemistry-friendly goggles, so you get to keep all these in here. The kids really like the sunglasses ones. They'll fight over those. And then I think nothing really down there. In here, toolbox. This is a toolbox. Spare laptop in here. And then in here is a starter pistol to do the speed of sound.
Make sure we send out an email.
Yes, send out an email to the staff and an email to the PE teachers beforehand, because sometimes they get mad. I think nothing in there, and old copies in there of AP testing like that. Tennis balls and ping pong balls, and the big buckets that we'll use for a lot of different labs. They come in handy between like putting water in them, having it as a target. AP equation sheets for 1 and for 2. And then my C kids from last year know that there's electricity review materials for them there. Graph paper, other random office supplies here. And then I guess now the cabinet.
Okay. That sign is so old.
I know. Every once in a while they look and laugh. Let's see, so I didn't touch most of what's up here, with the exception of calipers that I'd use, and then sometimes for thermodynamics in 2, I'd get these out, so look out for that. Plastic bags, string, lead that in Physics 2 uses for fluids, for filling up how much lead do they need, and then we use one of those buckets to mostly sink a beaker. Toothpick bridge stuff, I never touch those. Balloons, which depending on the rules for latex, be careful with those. Hot glue guns. Oh, and then also up on here, gyroscopes, which mostly I just have the kids play with. And then these were mine, so I took the ones that worked with me. But these are racquetballs, and I ordered more, so they're coming. Racquetballs that are cut in half, and then what you do is once you cut it in half, you flip it inside out, and then you're going to keep trimming it down to a certain point where they become a popper. So like this one doesn't work because it won't stay unpopped. So like then what you can do is they can drop them from a height, and I use it for conservation of or impulse momentum, and then conservation of energy. You can do things with it too.
Is there a write-up lab on that too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a bunch because I liked it.
Okay.
Or not. I think there's like 2 or 3 different labs that I'd have them do with them.
Cool.
And it's an easy, minimal material, but easy to do. Here's a long straw for fluids, or you can make your own. These, when we use these for forces, So you have, just put them on a ring stand, and then I think there's a lab for torque and center of mass that we balance things on for that. Also, torque and center of mass is this box, which I think I went through and labeled, which has some like funny pegboards and irregularly shaped objects that you can look at there. Below these are optic benches, which I don't bother getting out anymore. I think Glenn really liked there, but I took
And I think regular physics can use some of those, maybe.
Yeah, I know Amanda never did,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I took out the cylindrical lenses because we use these
Okay.
on their own for a mix of refractive lasers. And then some suction cups that I have the kids play with are back over here. Oh, and then back are more candles, which maybe makes sense to store on a different drawer. We'll put these with the other candles.
Okay.
They're not here.
What about on top?
Inclined planes, I never use those.
Okay, so that's just the angles for.
That's just there. And I don't think Glenn ever.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever used them.
Yeah.
Okay. So
They're just
maybe
there.
they'll. Yeah, but they're kind of cool.
Maybe they'll go away. I know.
I
Yeah,
know.
they're kind of a fun. Here's our electricity cabinet. Oh, before we get there, all the ramps, little random boards, and there's an awful lot. The big heavy ones are the best ones, so if physical science wants to borrow them, don't give them those.
Okay.
Those are the best. Let's see, so in here mostly labeled, and I think pretty self-explanatory, capacitors, battery holders and batteries, small batteries, so not really that we'd use in labs because they're not rechargeable, but if you need them from other things. Multimeters. The multimeters on top are labeled, but they need new batteries, which I believe I ordered. And then also on here, as the physics person, Glenn taught me you're responsible for keeping the multimeters in order and keeping the stopwatches in order. So there's batteries and tools to open up the multimeters and replace some multimeters, not the big yellow ones, they take 9 volts, but the little ones take like the hearing aid batteries that are in here. And then also there's some fuses, if there's a blind fuse in there.
And now all the battery chargers in there too?
Yes, the battery chargers are in there.
D-size
here.
batteries?
Yes,
Mostly?
except we ordered a new one that you can order, that you can use different sizes in.
Oh. Okay. Do you ever use the electroscopes?
I use the electroscope some. There's the bag for it here.
That's got the aluminum straws and
Yeah,
stuff?
the
or
aluminum
graphite straws or whatever?
Yeah,
Okay.
graphite. And then the aluminum,
Okay.
other electroscopes are over there. This is a static electricity box, so when you start static electricity, I always get that down, and it has things for different demos that you'll see in the shared files. But so there's one where like you set up a can on a ring stand between a Van de Graaff generator and a grounded sphere. So there's a random can in there with fishing line attached, but that's why. Or some other, strange things in there. Some of the demos like the magic wand, which is a piece of metal that Amanda McKay stuck a star post-it on. So that's all in there, but I think if you read through the demos, it should be mostly clear. Oh, and then these wires and these screws I use to electrocute a pickle when we start talking about current electricity, which is kind of a fun thing. It takes a little while. It doesn't do much for a while, then it starts to fizz, and then you can see it. So.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yep. Let's see. In here are ring stands and then a bunch of rheostats that I don't ever use. But mostly the ring stands are what I use in there. In here are a bunch more things I don't use on this side, except for the springs. I think they're labeled and all together. And then the slinkies are the main thing in that cabinet that we use. And then in here is all your kind of clamps and clips and different things here. In here are flywheels that I use for rotational inertia. So since they're heavier than a regular pulley. But like I don't think I use
How do you
these
clamp
three
those
things.
down?
There's a board that's farther
Okay.
over, that's a couple over that.
Oh,
I
yeah, the
can-
big metal
I'll
board.
mention, yeah.
Big metal pegboard looking
Mhm.
thing. Okay.
And then to flip it over, you flip the whole board over,
Okay.
like we do. So we do a modified Atwood where it's like that, so that means the board has to be upside down.
Okay.
Which the first time I set it up, it took me way too long to
figure it
remember
out.
to do that. I just kept looking and studying and staring. Flip it upside down. Yeah, more clamps here and some things I didn't use. And then bricks with strings so that you can pull them. Masses, which maybe aren't the most organized now, but and then some mystery masses already labeled. I think the two big ones are $8.50, and the little ones like $7.50, but you can open them up and see there.
Or just math one.
Kathy
Or
Garcia,
yes.
please call again 1651. Garcia, call 1651.
Giant masses.
Some, bigger masses there, which are mostly only used to catch these thick bridges. Pill bottle masses that are labeled. And then I think these are like mystery masses of those that I think are labeled A, B, and C. And then other masses of assorted sizes. Here are the boards to put the flywheels
On
on.
the other side, so I can see.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. Okay.
The boards to put the flywheels on.
Yep, let's switch sides. Because of the light.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So boards to put the flywheels on, and then I didn't use this.
These right here, right?
Yeah.
And then the bottom boards you haven't used.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I can't remember what those were for. I think they were for like
The kits.
it was
for
kind of
that
like
course.
a slow it down projectile motion, I think. Yeah. The ones at the bottom were for projectile, two-dimensional motion.
No, I didn't use anything on that side.
Okay, good thing.
Here's way more carts than you ever need.
Do you ever use those the round boards?
No.
For
Like angles and
yeah, I think
forces
it's
and
for
angles, I think.
static forces. Okay, so
No.
not so much.
I will use some of these have. I'm gonna need to get a drink.
Okay.
Sprays. Sorry.